what is your advice to the student?
Don't give it more than 2 to 3 years. So very far away in your first 2 attempts from the goal, then be practical.
So now a lot of people are moving abroad. They want to settle abroad or, they want to study. So how do you think they can strike a balance between this exposure that they're getting and also give back to the Indian society as well?
I think it's good to go abroad for a while, but I don't really agree with people who go there for the rest of their life.
I feel like even in India now, you need to stay connected. You need to put in that extra effort.
Making the effort to make a call, reach out to someone, speak for 5 minutes, have a video call with that friend or whoever, meet if possible.
Hi, welcome to the Uni Discovery Podcast. I'm your host Navkiran, and today's episode is for all the ambitious students who are navigating through their professional and educational journey. We have a really special guest today, Mr. Vivek Atray. He is an ex-IAS officer, a 15-time TEDx speaker, and also an author of The Middle of Everything. Thank you so much for joining us today,
Thank
sir.
you. I feel really special. Thank you.
So before we dive into your professional journey, sir, I want to ask you something about your childhood. What were you like as a student, and how was your childhood?
I was actually besotted with cricket. I was a sports person. So I was really dreaming about the game all the time. And the second thing was my love for books. So I used to read a lot and play a lot. But school was like, okay. I mean, reading was my fiction or novels or children's books, and then playing. And school work, I was okay. Then I grew up into being an under-19 cricketer. And I played twice at the national level for an interstate tournament. Then I became an engineering student. So my father said that you better study now. So I started engineering. So that was my childhood, basically.
Oh, that's great. So when did IAS come into the picture?
So I was preparing for the IAS. Well, my father was an IPS officer, Indian Police Service. And he was my inspiration. But then he passed away at the age of 50. He was very young and I was 24. I was preparing, but then they gave me a job in his place in the Haryana Civil Service. I became a Haryana Civil Service officer, Ex-IAS. So I joined the service. I started working as SDM and other things. I was Director IT of Chandigarh. I did Director Tourism. And after all these postings, I got promoted to the IAS. And then I was Director Industries, Director School Education, Deputy Commissioner, etc. So the IAS came like that.
Okay. So was it always in the picture or?
Yeah, I wanted to be because my father was an inspiration.
Right.
But before that, I wanted to be a cricketer. So it was a second choice.
so similar. A lot of students are basically stuck in this societal expectation. And plus, they have something else that they want to pursue. For you, it was cricket. So what would you suggest? What's your advice?
I think today there are more opportunities outside studies. There are people who are artists, musicians. They're making a career out of it. Podcast hosts. Lots of things are there. You can make a life and career out of it. But there is a lot to be said about a regular education course degree also. You may not put all your effort into it. You may do a reasonable job of it as a student. It's good to graduate in something. And that gives you that confidence in the world, and you have conversations. Well, what have you studied? So you studied something. If you drop out of school and you make a mark, either you have to be a top guy in everything that you do. For example, let's say you are a Usain Bolt. I don't know how much he studied, but Bolt won so many gold medals that all the studies can be in the background. So you need to have some education as well, formal, and pursue your passion if possible. Supposing you're a writer, an author, you can't really make money out of books unless you're a top-selling author. I have a few books, but I've never made money out of them. But you can make money in content writing. You know that.
Yeah.
Companies engage people for content writing, websites, social media, etc. So there is revenue to be had in your creativity also. But you have to be careful about it and balanced.
Absolutely. You're right. There are more opportunities.
Yeah.
And an education like gives you kind of more strong background.
Yes, you also feel confident.
Yeah, you feel
Yeah,
confident.
yeah, yeah.
You're out there.
You're out there. Yeah.
So UPSC is a really tough nut to crack.
Yes.
You all know that.
Yeah.
So was there any setback in your life that you want to share with us? And what is your advice to the students who basically get discouraged?
Yeah.
Something does not go their way.
Yeah. So if you look at the pie is limited, and the number of takers for that pie are a lot. So everybody gets a little morsel, and some don't even get that. So if you look at competition in India, there are hundreds of thousands of people who are competing for every post. Even banking, there are lots of people wanting to become bankers. And the UPSC exam is a premier exam. So it leads to the IAS, the IPS, the IFS, the IRS. And hundreds of thousands of students do not qualify. Some qualify, a few hundred qualify every year. Those who don't qualify are bound to feel low. So I would say to them, and I always say on my every show or podcast I've been, don't give it more than 2 to 3 years. Don't go for 6 attempts or 9 years or something, So I think it's very important for people to understand in the first 2 years, if they are close to cracking it or they have some chance, they've done reasonably well, then go for the third attempt. But if you're very far away in your first 2 attempts from the goal, then be practical. 2 years is not a lot. 2 years is good enough to assess yourself, to increase your knowledge, GK, etc. in that process. Be confident for the rest of your career. If you crack the UPSC exam, brilliant. If you don't, then also you're ready for life. But if you give it too much time, too much effort, then you keep feeling lower and lower after your exam, each successive attempt. Like the film 12th Fail.
Yeah.
So the person makes it in his last attempt, but that is a rare case. How low he feels when he doesn't crack it. So that human emotion is very important. So I think 2 attempts is good enough.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because I know people who've been giving it for 4 years.
Yeah.
It really takes away.
It takes a lot, and there's a lot of risk factor involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Risk factor, yes. So, sir, you made a major shift from civil services to now you're a motivational speaker, you're also an author, and you're a guide.
Yeah.
So, how did you take that leap? Like, how did you get that confidence to just go for it?
Yeah, so I was always a very confident person. And now I speak on stage, camera, so I never have the butterflies. And it's good to have some, but so that you prepare better.
Yeah.
But I think I was super confident while leaving that I will make a mark in this field. And luckily for me, the field of social media and podcasting was also growing at that time. About 7 or 8 years ago, it was picking up a lot, the influencer field. And also on the other side, a lot of depression and overthinking was taking place, which is still taking place. After COVID, it exacerbated. So I think it's something which we need to do, motivating the youth and counseling them and preventing them from overthinking, over stressing out and tiring themselves with thoughts. So I think it's something that a lot of us need to do. So I resigned, I started. There may be, let's say, 100 people like me in the country. We may need 1,000 at least. So, and then the efforts need to be more and more. So I think we need to multiply our efforts. We need to have a network of motivators. And 7.5 years down the line, I'm feeling that I did the right thing by quitting. And I still have that tag. So I carry that tag whenever I need it. But it was something I think I took the right decision at the right time. Waiting for retirement and then starting to become an influencer would not have been the right idea. So I quit at the right time, and I think the youth have connected with me. So I like that.
Yeah, because the risk-taking factor, and that's a really important thing. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
Just do what they're doing.
So on the lighter side, lots of people said when I quit, they said, "Oh, that's a very bold decision."
Yeah.
Bold decision. What they meant was it's a stupid decision. but I was confident. And now the same people, they say, when you quit, we were a bit worried about you.
Yeah.
And now we are convinced. So, but I had to take the decision, right? Yeah.
Confidence is key.
But the family was backing me, so that was good.
Yeah, family backing is really important.
Yeah.
You can't really be confident in yourself until family support.
Because they matter the most.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who are you supporting? Who are you living with? If they don't back your decision, then you have to convince them gradually.
Yeah. What are your tips on dealing with anxiety? I mean, you don't have the butterflies, but a lot of people are very nervous when they go and they have to do public speaking. So what are your tips? How do you deal with it?
Yeah, so I have public speaking workshops where I tell people, be yourself, but be a high energy version of yourself. So when you go on camera or stage, extra energy is required. The kind of statements that you make, they should have conviction. They should have power. So the theater actors are told to speak from the stomach. They're told that you can't just be speaking from here. You have to breathe through the diaphragm and give all your energy into emoting on stage, on camera. So I think public speakers also have to do the same. You can't allow the audience to be distracted. So I think in public speaking, you have to really connect. And for that, you need to be convinced by what you're saying, and also try and give your 100% energy and conviction. So what you're saying should be close to your heart. So there's a saying that what comes from the heart goes to the heart. And also there's a saying that always finish speaking before the audience has finished listening. So don't go on and on and on. And make your points in a cogent, concise, precise way. Firstly this, secondly this, and bring some humor, bring some tact, and connect with the audience. Always connect with the person who's talking to you, listening to you. If there are 100 people, choose some people that you're going to be looking at during your speech. And it makes sense. Yeah.
That's really good.
So being a speaker is a tough job, and it's okay to be nervous, but gradually with practice, you improve, you bring energy and prepare well. So don't go unpracticed and unprepared. Then even Virat Kohli without practice can't bat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people are moving abroad. They want to settle abroad, or they want to study. So how do you think they can strike a balance between this exposure that they're getting and also give back to the Indian society as well?
So I think it's two things. One is that India provides a lot of opportunities now. But if you are going abroad, it's a very connected world. So don't lose your roots. Connect to your culture, your roots. Stay connected with your family. Even if you're from a village in Punjab, stay connected to that village. And be loyal to your country that way. Also, the next generation, the children who might come, teach them your language, your mother tongue, your culture, your rituals. And if you can, I think you should come back and spend time in India whenever you can, and even come back for good. So pick up the best of the world that you can, and balance both things. I think it's good to go abroad for a while, but I don't really agree with people who go there for the rest of their lives. So come back and spend time here. Maybe 10 years is enough. Maybe 4 years is enough. I think that's what I feel. And also I think that it's, as I said, it's a connected world. So wherever you are actually, the effort counts. So don't be calling people up once a year or once in 2 years. It doesn't make sense. Stay connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like even in India now, you need to stay connected. You need to put in that extra effort.
Yes.
That understanding of this person is for me, even if I don't call them for you.
And there's so much difference between an emoticon and a call. You just sent a smiley or a happy birthday sticker. I mean, how much effort is involved in that? Making the effort to make a call, reach out to someone, speak for 5 minutes, have a video call with that friend or whoever, and meet if possible. Coffee is very important.
Coffee. Yes, absolutely for me. Me, tea is also really important.
Okay, tea is okay. I think you have a tea cup and I have a coffee cup, so it's okay.
So what advice would you give to somebody who's in 10th or 12th grade and they're wanting to get into IAS, like civil service?
So I think your general awareness needs to be very high. You cannot be only a chemistry student and you're excelling in chemistry, but you don't know about music. I mean, you have to be multidimensional.
Right.
In the civil services or in life, you need multidimensional people. So I can be a specialist. There's a theory of the foxes and the hedgehogs. And this theory is that the fox is a generalist and knows the whole landscape, knows the people, knows the animals. And the hedgehog is an animal like a mole. It digs a hole into the ground, but doesn't know what's happening around. So you need to be a bit of a fox and a specialist like a hedgehog. But what I'm trying to say is that a multi-dimensional approach with extreme knowledge of at least one field, that is where you will make a mark in the civil services or in society at large, and have interest in things which you are not interested in. So develop that interest. So gradually, I have picked up things which I would not have really picked up earlier. And it's a process. Nobody has read all the books in the world. Nobody. And in fact, it is said now that there are more writers than readers. So, I mean, it's something that you need to keep on developing, upgrading your skills, and the civil services will come. But if it doesn't come, even then you need to keep on doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, lastly, I want to ask you, is there any book that you want to suggest?
Autobiography of a Yogi is my favorite. It's by Paramahansa Yogananda. It was written in 1952. It was 49 rather. It was published. He passed away in 1952. It's a global bestseller even today. So for the last 8 decades, it's been a global bestseller. Then today's writers, I would say Yuval Noah Harari is a brilliant writer. He's got 4 or 5 books. Amongst the Indians, I think Robin Sharma is very good, self-help. And I have a book, which I must pitch right now. It's called Finding Success Within. So you find success within, and you mentioned the other one, which is the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to win your inner battle. In that book, I talk about that. And outer battles will be won if you win your inner battle. What people think is not as important as what you think of yourself. And whether you are inhibiting yourself by overthinking, by worrying, or are you confident, but not extra confident. That balance has to be there. So lots of books need to be read. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Navkiran. I think we had a great conversation.
Yeah,
quick and meaningful.
Absolutely. Impactful.
Impactful.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And Ananya for stopping everybody who was making noises.